Hey, this is Steve Boykin, and welcome back to Slow News Day Live. Um, I normally don't talk about Meghan McCain. I normally don't have any reason to, but it's going to lead me to a broader point um, that I totally think is worth mentioning. So, having said that, uh, let me tell you why I'm bringing Meghan McCain into this. Um, Amy Klobuchar uh, dusted off her stabbing comb and decided that she would take a swipe at President Trump through John McCain's corpse, um, and said that McCain was listing off dictators during his inauguration or some shit like that. I think Jason brought it up last night, and I sort of blew it off because who gives a fuck about Amy Klobuchar? But that's turns out it kicked in Meghan McCain's outrage factor, and nothing pisses off Meghan McCain more. Not brown people, not poor people, not Joy Behar, not fucking Wanda Sykes rolling around naked on a pile of food stamps. Saying something about her daddy gets her going, which puts her in a weird position because her dad is a was a fucking shit human being. If ever there was a champion for war, if ever there was someone whose open disdain for people beneath his station, not just as the admiral's son, but as Senator John McCain, his open disdain for people beneath his station, all of that aside, his fucking racist history aside, all of that aside, John McCain is famous. He built his political career around um, being the guy who got tortured in Vietnam. Why did he get tortured in Vietnam? Because he was shot down for the fourth time, flying somewhere he shouldn't have been on his way to commit a war crime. John McCain was tortured, and for years, he helped facilitate American torture. He knew it was going on. He said nothing. He knew that innocent people were being detained illegally and tortured and remained silent. Fuck Meghan McCain with her own tears for lube, that fucking horrid lady. People break out, don't speak ill of the dead when they want to tone police you. Tone policing is an age old method for people to silence the truth and silence dissent. Tone policing is what elites do and parents do. It's what hypocrites the world over do when they don't want to hear about that particular dead person. They're more than happy to kick a corpse around whenever they fucking feel like it, no matter who the corpse is. But if it comes down to someone they want to personally protect, regardless of the hell they unleashed on millions of other people, You can't speak ill of the dead. And that's bullshit. Speak ill of the dead, especially if they deserve it, especially if their name is John McCain. And you're going to have to pardon me for a moment, but I'm going to get up for a sec. I don't know if we need to go over John McCain's history of outright psychopathy. Um, but I do want to effectively get home the point that when somebody tries to tone police you, you should push back on that immediately. Um, Not only is it like kind of my job being the guy that hosts this show, but it's everybody's job, uh, especially if you're in the 99% of Americans who don't have it great, or the 90%, the 80% of us that can't afford $1,000 emergency, the all of everyone in the entire country who couldn't afford a 2-bedroom apartment on minimum wage. Um, we're allowed to push back against tone policing. We're allowed to speak ill of the dead. We damn well should when that person is John McCain. We damn well should when that person's Ronald Reagan. By by the don't speak ill of the dead metric, every history class should be fucking canceled. And I get that there probably are a lot of history books that need to be closely examined. I get that history is written by the winners and should be questioned. I get that you should uh, try and find as many perspectives as you can from a particular historical period if you're studying it. Um, Having said that, we know a lot about John McCain. There's probably a lot we don't know about. But we know enough to know that he's an absolute shit human being. Um, there's a definite place for civility, you know, treating people with mutual respect. Meghan McCain is famous for being a United States Senator's daughter. She's got money because her dad married into a beer baroness's family, and he was doing all right for himself too. My my old cabriolet partner, uh, Rook McPherson. Cabriolet is this thing that we did at the Renaissance Festival where it's like a rickshaw, same kind of concept, but it's the Renaissance era model of it. So instead of like, you know, bamboo and rubber thing, um, bike tires, it was like solid oak and iron, big iron wheels, and had a guy up front on the yoke arms and a guy in back pushing it, and anywhere from a couple hundred to like 1,600 pounds of human stacked in it. Um, at any rate, uh, Rook is a hell of a guy. Um, but he had a phrase that he tossed out from time to time in relation to one of the fair owners. And I probably shouldn't say which one. Um, helpless is a rich man's son. It was the phrase. And you see that borne out. Uh, well, Rook, if you ever watch this show, you were you were a short-sighted sexist, because that absolutely applies to Meghan McCain. You bastard. You rat bastard. Meghan McCain is fucking clueless. She's helpless as a rich man's daughter. She's a fucking scion to both a political and a financial throne. Her problems are not our problems, and her dad was a fucking absolutely terrible person. Yeah, you can speak ill of the dead. I will be back at some point this evening. Until then, this has been Slow News Day. Good luck to us all.